What's happening, everybody? Marc Farzetta here for the Farzy Show, presented by Destination Retirement, destinationretirement.com. As I just hit you guys up in the comments for the people on the old YouTube and whatnot across all our social media platforms, I'm pushing buttons today. PJ has a little bit of an internet issue, so it's all me today, folks, which means there's one small benefit of doing this. It's that I can do crazy things in the comments, like all of a sudden put up Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Good morning, Farzy, and everybody. Happy Thursday. Yes, that's right. Or I can even go crazy and just put Mickey up there. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ty Vita. Oh, my goodness. Dan Schwartz. Oh, my goodness. Sean Gillespie. Oh, my goodness. I can just put you guys up right there. Chat checkers. I like that. Sean, I like that. Chat checkers. Give me a big Buford burger while you're at it. That's right. Let's get the checkers conversation going, because that right now would be a lot more fun than talking about the Philadelphia Phillies and what they're doing. Most likely a lot more fun than whatever the Sixers are going to be doing in this offseason. And I want to make myself abundantly clear, because I think some people in the post-show comments were thinking I was trading Donovan Mitchell for Tyrese Maxey, or Tyrese Maxey for Donovan Mitchell would be more appropriate. I'm not. I said that clear as day yesterday. I don't think I could be any more clear, but I just want to make it even more clear for those people. Crystal clear, I'll even border on. I'm not trading Tyrese Maxey for Donovan Mitchell. Volume guy's entire career is the main reason why I'm not doing that. Plus, I do have faith that Tyrese Maxey will develop into that type of scorer and do so under the guidelines and the what do you call it, the familiarity with Joel Embiid. So that's where I'm at with that whole Tyrese Maxey thing. And the Sixers, I don't even think are kicking the tires on the deal. I know some people are looking at a little party they had there in the Hamptons, courtesy of Michael Rubin, and saying that a picture with the Joel Embiid and Donovan Mitchell and Michael Rubin and Tyrese Maxey being in the same photo. Hey, just so you know, these guys they're getting on the same page. They're all together. They're all having fun. They can translate to the court. Yeah, I'm not there. I'm not there. I'm going into the season with what the Sixers have right now. Maybe they make a tweak. Maybe there's a trade here with Matisse Thybulle. Maybe you bring in somebody else that could give you a little bit more help off the bench. But as of right now, I'm not mad at the Sixers if they go into the season with what they have right now, because I don't think they're going to make that next big deal to bring in possibly another star player. I think they're looking at Tyrese Maxey right now as the guy that will emerge as another star in this lineup. He certainly gave you cause to believe that last year. And when we talk to RB, my man RB from Philly Take with RB, coming up in just a little bit on the show, he shares that same type of sentiment. So we'll get into that coming up in just a minute. The Flyers right now, folks, have me in a position of great disappointment. Like, so much so, like, I don't even want to get into it too much. But I got to do my job. I got to talk about something in sports that bothers me, because odds are if it's bothering me, it's bothering you too. And even if you're not the biggest Flyers fan in the world, even if you're not the biggest hockey fan in the world, I'm sure you still want a hometown team to do good by their fan base, right? The Flyers are not doing that. And it's reached the point, I mean, it's been at the point of frustration, but now it's just negligence is what it feels like above all else. The stuff Chuck Fletcher is saying is just like, what are you even talking about? And we'll get to that a little bit later in the show with how they're handling free agency. Johnny Gaudreau apparently did want to come to Philadelphia. He ended up turning down more money from a team like the Devils, for instance, because he just don't want to play for the Devils. And I can understand why if he's a local product. And the Columbus Blue Jackets are in a better position than you to get one of the best players in hockey. Now, I still say that the idea of Johnny Gaudreau coming to Philadelphia is wildly attractive. But the fact that the Flyers didn't go after him is probably the smart business decision. But you can't make that decision and the same and other decisions you've made this offseason, for instance, bringing in Tony DeAngelo and giving up picks and worrying about, and say in the same breath, you're worried about the future. Like, if they were only going to make one move this offseason, I'd rather that move be getting Johnny Gaudreau. I'd rather that move not be getting Tony DeAngelo, trading away multiple picks for a mediocre defenseman, passing up on making maybe other trades with your picks to get somebody better, like Alex DeBrincat, for instance, that would have made your offense instantly better. Justin Braun, I'm supposed to be excited about Justin Braun. Okay, I'm not going to get into it right now. We got other things we got to talk about. We're going to talk about the Philadelphia Phillies, who have now made their longest win streak under the guidance of Rob Thompson as their manager, as they lost 8-2 yesterday north of the border. The Phillies could not be more ready for an off day than they are right now. And I myself am, quite frankly, excited that they have an off day today on this Thursday, because I can't even stand to look at them at this point. Aaron Nola is supposed to be a stopper. Not so much against the Cardinals. Zach Wheeler comes up in his turn in the rotation north of the border yesterday. He gets shelled. And here's the thing. I didn't think Zach Wheeler pitched terribly yesterday. I thought you faced a lineup that just crushed any ounce of a mistake that he made. The pitch that he made to Vladimir Guerrero that he golfed out the left center field wall, that was a bad pitch. He hit a bad pitch. And I'm not talking a bad pitch as either he threw a meatball across the plate or a beach ball across the plate. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just belted it. I'm talking about he went down and got a pitch exactly that was headed exactly for Garrett Stubbs' mitt. The same type of thing that happened on the Hernandez home run as well, the first Hernandez home run. That was maybe an inch at most, a little higher than the target, and Hernandez just belted that one as well. He belted it, barely made it over the wall, but he hit a pitch that I think was still a good pitch made by Zach Wheeler. He at least was hitting his spots. He wasn't all over the place. But, man, they just had him down yesterday. And, yes, when they fired their manager and decided to go with Schneider, and we've seen it here firsthand in Philadelphia, what that can do to a clubhouse. Oh, guys are going to start to lose their jobs now. Guys pulling focus a little bit more and wanting to win that first game. It certainly looked like a motivated Blue Jays team yesterday. And the Phillies, on the other hand, just look lost over the last 4 games. And sure, when you lose a game 8-2, generally speaking, you're going to look at the pitching and go, damn, that pitching was really, really bad yesterday. But I'm still focused on the bats, because this Phillies lineup has gone ice cold. And I was looking over the numbers. Since their 11-0 win they had in Washington against the Nationals, this team is averaging a run and a half per game. A run and a half per game. This is an 8-game stretch we're talking about. We had talked a lot at the end of the offseason, still in spring training, about Nick Castellanos, so we all know the disappointment that he's been. But Kyle Schwarber has been red hot. He's cooled off as of late. He hasn't hit a home run like every other at-bat like he was doing a couple of games ago. And they've been riding his hot bat. But it's been incredible to watch how terrible the Phillies offense has played over the last 8 games. They're lucky they've only lost 4 in a row, quite frankly. And you're waiting for somebody else to step up and help carry this baseball team, and it's just not happening. I mean, Bryson Stott, God love him. He likes playing in Canada, a couple of home runs. We'll hear from Rob Thompson coming up in just a second to talk about how Bryson Stott has been poised for a breakout, and maybe this is finally it. But all in all, I have been banging the drum to give Nick Castellanos some time off. Hopefully this day off, hopefully the All-Star break is what he needs to get on the right track. Sometimes the best way to solve a problem is to step away from it for a minute and then come back to it. That might be what needs to happen right now with Nick Castellanos. You know why? Because nothing else is working. And I don't know what you could do to jumpstart this lineup. But Rob Thompson also sounded like a guy that was excited to have a day off because this team needs a reset. But guys and it's not the same old stuff with watching Odubel Herrera struggle, for instance. This is going throughout the entire lineup, with the one exception of Bryson Stott over the last 2 games. But I'm talking about an 8-game sample size here for an offense that had been raking. And this isn't some incredible Cardinals team that they split the 4-game series with. This isn't some incredible Toronto Blue Jays team. As I mentioned, going into this series, there are a couple of games over 500. Same thing can be said for the Phillies. And then they go north of the border. They lose a couple of their key players in JT Realmuto. Obviously, they lose 2 starting pitchers in Kyle Gibson and Aaron Nola. So he had to jockey the rotation for them. And then Alec Boehm, also unvaccinated, but he has a separated finger, dislocated finger. So we'll see when he's able to come back to the lineup, most likely after the All-Star break. Hey, look, get right on this day off and then go to Miami and take care of business. Because sputtering into the All-Star break is not making anybody feel good about Phillies baseball. It feels like they're crashing back down to earth, quite frankly. And nobody wants to look at a Phillies team that's crashing back down to earth right now. And we were all riding a high. Oh, 2 games or a game into the wild card of the National League. This team is putting it together. Kyle Schwarber's red hot. Rhys Hoskins has been playing well. Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler have been pitching well for the most part. And now the fun is gone. Now it's like, okay, is this the part of the series? Is this the part of the season, where they had already played their best baseball? And now it's a matter of how far they're going to fall out of contention of the wild card. Because right now, this team is not giving you vibes of meaningful games in September. Nice run of a month. They won 8 of 10 series with Rob Thompson as their manager. They just lost one. They just split one. That's not the right trend to have going into the All-Star break. Do what you're supposed to do. Go take care of business against the Miami Marlins. Go do that. Give us the warm and fuzzy feelings going into the All-Star break so that when you come back from it, we can all think this team's going to get right back to that winning that they were doing at such a great pace leading up until the Cardinals and Toronto. And then we had to talk about a vaccine again. That's always fun. Go take care of business against the Marlins. Give us those great feelings. We have the warm and fuzzies, the puppy dogs and ice cream, the rainbows and unicorns, and then we could look forward to coming back from the All-Star break and not, well, let's see what happens. Here's what Phillies skipper Rob Thompson had to say about the struggles of this Phillies offense.
The offense has been pretty quiet lately, just in general. Do you see any reason for that, or is it just kind of a baseball thing?
I think it's a baseball thing. It's having flow to the season, and we're not scoring runs right now. So maybe this off day will help come out, be fresh, and get some runs.
There we go. Maybe the off day will help. That's at this point, what can you do as a manager? It's not like you're gonna break out a defibrillator and be like, clear. Oh, the offense is back. They now have a pulse again. No, that's not the way it's going to work. That's baseball thing most of the time annoys me. This time I kind of agree with it. Yeah, right now you're going through the ebbs and flows of the season. I'd like someone to be able to snap him out of it. It's not going to be Bryson Stott as much as I like what he's been doing over the last couple of games here, especially what he's been doing in this Toronto series. But Rob Thompson also talked about there were signs that Bryson Stott was going to start breaking out of his slump.
He's been having good at-bats for a while now, and he hasn't had a lot to show for it, but he's seeing a lot of pitches. He's not chasing. He's now hit a couple home runs here in the last few days, but he's barreling out balls. Hasn't had much to show for it, but he's had good at-bats. And when he's taking pitches and seeing pitches, not chasing, that's his game. That's when we know that he's a guy.
Great. That's great. Hopefully this is all what continues for Bryson Stott, because I'll say this. We have watched guys in this lineup struggle all year. Then the first person, and I've been on him all year, is Nick Castellanos, is the first person you think of. We've watched guys look lost. There was a period of time there early in the season where Kyle Schwarber looked lost. But Bryson Stott has not looked lost. Mickey Moniak, a guy I still want to get more reps in center field, he's looked lost at the plate. I would like to see Mickey Moniak get the opportunity that Bryson Stott is by just playing every day. Now, in order for that to happen, there's got to be apparently a hell of a lot more injuries for that to happen. But the Phillies just have him sitting there rotting on the bench as opposed to being in AAA and actually getting reps. Argument for another day. But my point is Bryson Stott has not looked lost to me as a big league hitter. He looks like he has had success kind of surrounded, and it just hasn't fallen into place for him. He's hit balls hard, and it just hasn't fallen into place for him. Now this might be a time, and 2 home runs might be the most obvious thing in the world to look at and go, oh, wow, he might be putting it together. But I think Rob Thompson's right here. If you look at the last couple of games here, the last couple of weeks, he's kind of had success surrounded as a hitter, and he's never looked lost. He's certainly never looked lost in the field. He looks like a guy who's on top of his stuff as far as the defensive positions, wherever they want to put him, whether that be shortstop, whether that be second, whether that be third, wherever it may be. But at the plate, he has always looked like a guy who has at least been prepared for what he's about to see. He hasn't looked lost. And especially over the last couple of weeks, he has looked like he's put his timing together, and it's now coming to fruition and bearing some fruit, and he's having some success right now at the major league level from the batter's box. And that's great. 6 home runs now in the season. Great to see him be able to put that together. Phillies overall, by the way, still one game out of a wild card spot. San Francisco Giants have won 2 in a row. They and the Phillies are one game behind the St. Louis Cardinals, who lost last night. By the way, the Braves ended up losing, was it 2 of 3 to the Mets? So they're still very much in the wild card hunt. And they're, well, for the fact of the matter, they're still in the National League East hunt as well. Something that just drove me crazy about yesterday's game, by the way, just kind of gave me bad vibes. It only led to 1 run, but it was still a little bit infuriating. Didi Gregorius yesterday, I want to say it was in the 2nd inning, had a ball hit to him, a chopper hit to him with a runner on first and a runner on third. And I think he could have got the out at home. But instead of just picking up the ball and firing home to get that run, to prevent that run from scoring, he hesitated and then thought, no, let me get the double play here, because that is the right play to make. If that ball's hit to you and it's that early in a baseball game, just get the double play. Get the 2 outs, because there's no outs in this situation. Instead, the chopper gets hit to him at short. He hesitates, then tries to go for the double play and ends up only getting 1 out. So now, instead of being, 1 run scoring and you have 2 outs to get out of the inning, you now have 1 out and you have a runner on first still. Now, it ended up not biting the Phillies in the old behind, but still, it was just another play from Didi Gregorius within a week's time. 2 plays in particular that just made you go, you're an experienced big league defender, shortstop, second, whatever it is. He had the play in the second base area. Well, no, it was at shortstop, excuse me, where he forgot how many outs there were a week ago. And now he's hesitating and allowing a run to score or just not turning 2. I could take stuff like that from like a Bryson Stott, an inexperienced guy, still trying to make his way in the big leagues. I can't take that from a veteran like Didi Gregorius. And that was just another play I looked at in the last week where it was like, what is happening here? It's like, get your head in the game, man. It still blows my mind he hasn't hit a home run all season. That's mind-blowing to me. Sixers took care of business in the Summer League game last night, which was nice to see. Trevelyan Queen was the team's leading scorer. That was nice. And for the people that really want to get into the Sixers conversation, we're going to talk to RB coming up in just a second. But right now, let me tell you about the great people at Destination Retirement, destinationretirement.com. Mike Seibert is a retirement income certified professional at Destination Retirement, LLC, and a proud partner of 1847 Financial, and an advisor for Eagles, Sixers, and Phillies fans only. And maybe next year. Nope, probably not even next year with the Flyers. We'll get into them a little bit more later. When it comes to long-term savings, why are you giving up the current enjoyment of your income? The answer is to have income streams in retirement. So it only makes sense then to understand how retirement income streams work so that you could direct savings in ways that give you the highest income when you retire. Think of it like climbing a mountain. Is the objective just get to the top of the mountain, or is the objective to get to the top of the mountain and then safely back down the mountain? Going up the mountain is your accumulation phase. Going down the mountain is your distribution phase. These are the 2 different phases of your financial life, and each should be addressed separately. This month, let's talk about college planning. We all know that college is expensive. Have you ever thought about how it will affect your retirement? Well, let Mike show you an efficient way to help you pay for your kids' college education and still retire on your own terms. Your first step is to avoid starting your growth cycle over again by depleting accounts like 529s for big expenses like college. You don't want to lose your position on your growth cycle and have to start over. You won't get that time back. Instead, set yourself up with the ability to use vehicles that you can take money out of without starting your growth cycle over again. Find out how your annual retirement savings can help your college savings, and how your college savings can help your retirement savings. Michael, set up your own portal and retirement analyzer, then use the software to help you navigate through the different phases of your financial life. For questions or to set up a meeting with Mike, you can email him at gobirds@1847financial.com. That's gobirds@1847financial.com, or you can call his office at 484-275-6035. That's 484-275-6035. You can also visit his website at destinationretirement.com. And as always, go Birds. Let me tell you about Steven Singer of Steven Singer Studios here. And of course, the other corner of 8th and Walnut. My man, Steven Singer, has been in the love business in Philadelphia for over 40 years, helping the people of the Delaware Valley get engaged. and helping people all across the globe with beautiful gold-dipped roses at IHateStevenSinger.com. If you're looking to get engaged, if you're looking to get that special someone in your life, a dazzling diamond, Steven is the man to see. And how about this? The perfect price guarantee. No other jeweler guarantees the perfect price as Steven Singer does. Other jewelers like to mark things way up just to mark it down a little bit in front of you, make it feel like you got a great negotiating skill or tactic. You don't have to worry about that at Steven Singer, because you don't have to worry whether or not the person next to you is getting some kind of better deal, whether or not they have some kind of promo code or pixie dust to sprinkle on that salesperson to make them pay less. No. At Steven Singer, everyone's getting the same deal. Everyone's getting the same discount, because that's the perfect price guarantee. Get taken care of at Steven Singer while you're taking care of that special someone in your life. And a real jewelry expert is standing by to help walk you through all the beautiful inventory they have at Steven Singer. Whether it's a diamond ring, whether it's a diamond tennis bracelet, a diamond necklace, beautiful jewelry, Steven Singer is the place to be. One place, one price, the perfect price. IHateStevenSinger.com. Always fast and free shipping at IHateStevenSinger.com. Steven Singer Jewelers, one place, one price, the perfect price guarantee. Online, once again, at IHateStevenSinger.com. Now, bear with me, folks. Once again, I'm pushing the buttons here. So hopefully this goes right. Without further ado, on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line, let's start to our man, RB, from Philly Take with RB about all things 76ers. And joining us right now, the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line. You know him from the people that watch us on YouTube. Not just the people on the podcast, but the people that watch us on YouTube probably watch this gentleman on YouTube as well. Here's his show. Make sure you check him out on his YouTube channel, Philly Take with RB. RB joins us himself. What's up, RB?
Mark, appreciate you having me on, man. Always a blast. Big fan of what you do, man. I'm excited to be here. This is a dream come true, man.
Well, it was my dream come true to do your show a couple of months ago, and I knew when Summer League rolled around, we have the opportunity to do a little bit of a recap on that. And when free agency went through, at least for the point that it is now, we can do some conversation. We're going to have some conversation about that. So it is my absolute pleasure to have you on. Finally, let's just start with the meat and potatoes here. The latest name. Now, through the offseason, there's been, Bradley Beal, Levine, and now the latest name that's come out has been none other than Donovan Mitchell. He was available, then he wasn't. Well, now he is again, apparently. Any path from Utah to Philadelphia for Donovan Mitchell, what do you think?
I don't think it's feasible. Personally, I don't want it to happen. You know, taking nothing away from Donovan Mitchell, heck of a player, still young, can be a cornerstone of a franchise. I just think that it would cater around a guy like Tyrese Maxey. And personally, I just am not willing to give up Tyrese Maxey. And I know it sounds crazy. You know, I've done this before with other players, but Tyrese Maxey has it. He shows the resemblance of not many, other players in this city. Even the energy, dare I say, a guy like Allen Iverson. Tyrese Maxey seems to be, a guy that can eventually be a superstar in this league. I think it would cater around a Tyrese Maxey trade. And I'm just not willing to do that. You'd probably have to give up assets in addition to Maxey, draft picks and all this stuff. I think Maxey can be greater one day. I do. And that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, and one day I hope is day one of next season. So let's hope that happens. And look, he doesn't have that far to go. I think he's a hell of a player already. But I'll walk you through this and tell me if you went through a similar process. At first, I'm thinking 25, 26-year-old Donovan Mitchell. Man, if I really don't want to waste the career of Joel Embiid in the prime years of Joel Embiid, that's an upgrade right there. You get that kind of scoring in this lineup with Joel Embiid. That's incredible. But then I thought about it. Donovan Mitchell's always been a volume guy. He's always been a, 20 shots for 25 points type of guy. And that was a la Allen Iverson a little bit as well, the old 30 shots for 30 points. But Donovan Mitchell has always been that guy. He's always been the shoot first mentality. He's always been the key cog in the wheel to that offense out there. I don't know if he can coexist with a Joel Embiid and still get the best from Joel Embiid. I don't know if he can coexist with James Harden. And yes, if he was to come here to Philadelphia, you're absolutely giving up Tyrese Maxey. Is that at all kind of the process you had, or were you no from jump?
Yeah, I'm actually right there. I think you hit it right on the nail. How would Donovan Mitchell coexist with James Harden, Joel Embiid? A lot of people look at Mitchell, they say, okay, he's a guy that can give you 25 a game. He's done it in the playoffs. That's great. He's never had a Joel Embiid, right? He had a Rudy Gobert who was essentially non-existent on offense. I don't know your thoughts on that trade. I'm still blown away by the fact they gave up 5 first-round picks,
Yeah.
For Rudy Gobert. And, how would Donovan Mitchell coexist with that? How would he coexist with James Harden, who is ball dominant? You look at a guy like Tyrese Maxey. He played in college off the ball. He's done it in the NBA. He's made such a leap in his second year, his first full year as a starter. I mean, the kid was top 3 in the league in shooting from deep. I think he has all the potential in the wall. And I just don't know how the fit would be with Donovan Mitchell. And that's kind of where I stand. I think Maxey's a great fit. And, even past the prime of Joel Embiid, Maxey can still be here for a long, long time.
That's the thing that I am most looking forward to. I mean, obviously, other than winning now, hopefully, it's beyond Joel Embiid. I want to get to a point where we're talking about not wasting the prime of Tyrese Maxey either. Like, that's the point I want to get to. Now, we've mentioned James Harden a couple of times. You and I, as far as Donovan Mitchell go, same page. We're not giving up Tyrese Maxey for Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to James Harden, name we mentioned a couple of times already. Who is this guy all of a sudden? He talks about wanting to be in Philadelphia. At his introductory press conference, talked about how Philly was always the place he wanted to be. He couldn't wait to get out of Houston to go to Philly. It didn't happen. Then he couldn't wait to get out of Brooklyn to come to Philly, and it did happen. And now all of a sudden, this guy that's always supposed to be a me first guy is now going heavy team first with that $15 million pay cut, still making a nice chunk of change on top of the $227 million he's already made in his career. But all of a sudden, this guy seems to be everything we could have hoped for, at least the off-court version of him, everything we have hoped he could be. What'd you make of that old pay cut that James Harden took?
Yeah, Mark, I'll tell you, man, we've hit a point where James Harden is reflecting upon his career. I get it. He's not 37, 38. He's 33, but guess what? He hasn't done one thing in this league. He's touted as one of the greatest scorers, I mean, just those MVP years, but he hasn't won. He hasn't won. I call it the unfinished business era with Daryl Morey and the Houston Rockets. He's looking like, okay, how can I help this team get better? He didn't have to do that. There's been a lot of talk about James Harden the last couple years. He was the problem child. He was the selfish guy. Well, guess what? He decided to make a selfless decision. He said it after the playoff series loss. I will do what it takes to help this team get better. We thought, is he going to stick to this word? Is he actually going to be that guy? And for once, he was. And he helped this team get a lot better. He took a huge pay cut. In fact, I think he took a team-friendly deal. 2 years, on the deal. I thought it was going to be 3 years, maybe 4. Harden wants to win. He wants to bet on himself, and I think that motivation is only going to make him better. And if he comes back in terms of any resemblance of what we saw a year or 2 ago, this team could be really good, man.
So what's your expectation level then? This is a question I've asked a lot of people. Are you more about the age with James Harden and that's why he wasn't performing well, or are you more along the lines of a hamstring that just needs to get healthy, and then we'll see a guy that's a little bit closer, definitely not at the same level, but closer to the guy we saw in Houston?
Yeah, I think he was dealing with a lot, especially, in terms of that hamstring injury. I thought it lingered. Now, that's not an excuse to go out and shoot a couple times in the second half of a playoff game, but I think with time and, having a full training camp, that comes – with chemistry, and that comes with just coalition with your teammates. I mean, this guy got traded mid-year. He played 20, 25 games with the core, and, we thought we were going to the championship. In fact, after the first couple games, we thought, this was going to be one of the greatest duos that the league has seen. I'm not saying it can't be. All I'm saying is that it may take some time. I feel like we're impatient, especially as Sixers fans. We see where this team has gotten. We're right on the verge. And if we get a better version of James Harden, which, I mean, we can hopefully expect, right? Given more time, rehabbing his body, getting closer with the other guys. He seems to come out and say the right thing. Now he has to do the right thing on the floor. And if he does, based on, the other things that we've done with this roster, who says we can't be that team to finally get over the threshold? I think Harden's going to come back better. I do.
I certainly hope he still creates that spacing on the floor, because you still have to respect his outside shot no matter what. Even when he was struggling last year, people were still respecting it. So the thing I'm focused on now is whether or not he can shift, as I was talking about in the playoffs last year. Can he be more of a Chris Paul type of player? Can he be more of that facilitator, the guy that's setting up Joel Embiid, setting up Tyrese Maxey? If Tobias Harris is still here, setting up Tobias Harris and just creating that spacing for everybody else. I remember a friend of the show, Kyle Newbeck there at Philly Voice, saying this is going to sound crazy, but it's like the Sixers are so shocked that they're so wide open with the spacing created by James Harden. It's like they don't know what to do when they first get the ball. I want to have that problem again. And if James Harden can do that, and I think he can shift his game, if he's able to shift his mentality off the court to be a team-first guy, I think he can shift it on the court as well by being more of a facilitator.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And this is still a guy that can easily give you 10 to 12 dimes a game. He has great court vision. He can be a smart player. He can be that guy you need, and I think you hit on a good point. We don't need him to be Houston Harden. I don't know why everybody expects that. He's not that anymore. He is past his prime, but he can still be a dang good ball player, just like Chris Paul. And now with the emergence of Tyrese Maxey, who I think is going to have an even bigger jump this year, based on what I'm seeing, how the kid works, just based off his work ethic, man. I think Maxey's going to come out ready to go. And, maybe there are situations where you say, okay, let's give the keys to Tyrese Maxey. James, you do some of the other things. Get the guys involved. Hit a guy like P.J. Tucker ready to catch one in the corner like the old days, right?
Yeah, right.
I think Harden, can help this team as long as he just adapts and kind of, fills out the room on a nightly basis.
Now, you just hit on something right there that makes me pump the brakes because I think along the same lines. I'm like, all right, another huge leap forward for Tyrese Maxey in his third year. That's when guys take that famous leap, right? He went from bench player to starter. And I think everyone agrees that he was the steal of that draft without question. And I remember John Calipari talking about how much Philadelphia was going to love this kid and he was going to really take to the city well because of his work ethic and his talent overall. But is it really possible for him to take a similar step forward than what he took 2 years ago to last year, to do that again as a guy who's already established now as a starter in the NBA? Is there still room for that much growth a second year in a row?
I would have to respond to that by saying, did we expect a 21-year-old to come out and take a 10-point jump, per game? Did we expect a 21-year-old to come out and shoot 42.5% from three? I don't think in terms of a statistics jump, we're going to see that from Tyrese Maxey because he's already up there. We could see a little bit of a slump from Maxey early on, but as these guys continue to work together and get there, and you just see Maxey learning the game more, he's getting more comfortable. That was one of the biggest jumps I saw from year one to year two. He's not hesitating anymore. He's ready to catch and shoot from wherever. He's ready to control the offense. You go ahead and give him the keys, man. I think Maxey could take another jump this year, and I think he could really even etch his name into the All-Star game. I do. I think Maxey might be an All-Star this year.
That will blow me away if it happens. I know he's got the potential to do it. I know he's got the work ethic to do it. If that happens, you'll be seeing me do cartwheels down Broad Street. That much I guarantee you. Let me ask you real quick. I've been asking everyone this question. Let me ask you this question. Tobias Harris, has he already played his last game as a 76er, or will he make it through the offseason still a 76er?
I think at this point where we're at, it seems all but likely Tobias will be back. And that's not something I'm terribly mad about. I know a lot of people get on Tobias, the contract thing. We hear it over and over again. At the end of the day, I call Tobias Harris the 18-point per game guy. That's what he can give you. He can give it to you whenever you need it. He can also, as he showed late in the season, adapt, catch, shoot, and hopefully become a better defender. Where I want to see Tobias improve is maybe even get a little bit lighter, get more athletic on the boards. We need that type of forward next to Joel Embiid. That's why we've addressed our wing depth. But Tobias Harris is a guy that he's, going to fit into his role. Sometimes he needs to learn to be that backseat scorer. When he does, I still think he can be efficient. But I do think at this point he will be back. But in the back of my head, I'm always saying, Daryl, if he hears about a Donovan Mitchell trade, or if he hears about another guy wanting out, I don't put anything past Daryl Morey. I think he's done a fantastic job, and he's always looking to get the team better.
Who's jumped out to you so far in Summer League? What are you seeing?
Well, it's been all about Isaiah Joe for me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Huge on Isaiah Joe. Last couple years, as a 3-and-D guy, now he's learning to put the ball on the floor. We've seen that, incremental jump from last year to this year. He's being more of a vocal leader. I love Isaiah Joe, and I really think he can be a consistent bench option if given the opportunity. Obviously, we're looking at guys like Paul Reed, Bassey. We know they're going to play. Daryl Morey is essentially forcing the hand of Doc Rivers. He said, I'm not going out to sign a backup center. You got to play the guys we have, the guys I got. But when you look at some of this bench depth over the last couple of years, they just haven't been enough. And we need guys that can continue to come out, put up shots, knock down shots, not go on, cold streaks for 5, 6, 7 games. I thought we started to see a little glimpse of Isaiah Joe, but now I think if he gets more opportunity based on what I'm seeing in the summer league, and I know he's got a little shoulder soreness going on, I think he'll be fine. I think it's that 3rd year jump, and I think he's ready to take that leap.
I'll say this. He's definitely been playing summer league as if he's trying to prove that he's an NBA player, and that's the exact attitude you want to see from a young guy who's getting another opportunity to at least get reps professionally in the summer league. The other guy is Jaden Springer. I think the hustle's there. The defense is there. We all knew that's there. The quickness is there. The handle is not there. And the jump shot, he's still confident. He's still aggressive. I give him credit, but that's when he takes it to the rim. The jump shot and the handle still leaving a lot to be desired so far. What have you made of him so far in summer league?
Yeah, I view Jaden Springer as a developmental piece. They've touted him many times as one day he'll be a great 3-and-D player. It's nothing against Jaden Springer. I just don't see it yet. I don't see that, NBA level of, okay, he's ready to be put into the fire. And maybe he needs a year or 2 more to develop. When you go back and look at the pick, does it really make much sense given the fact we're kind of in a championship window here? Not too much. All we can hope is that he gets better, continues to knock down the shots. He's saying the right things. He's working on his defensive tactics. Obviously, like you said, he's getting more aggressive, getting to the rim more. I just don't know if he's going to crack the rotation this year. I honestly think, if I had to give a guess, that he might spend the whole year with the Blue Coats. And it pains me to say it because I want to see him get better. I want to see him up with the squad. I just don't know if he's ready.
Yeah, I think the guy is a hell of an athlete, and I think that shows especially on the defensive end, but I just don't see that after a whole offseason of working on that shot. It hasn't really shown itself yet through summer league. Last thing I want to ask you about, and I want to know if you're as puzzled as I am. Now, I have no problem with the NBA voting to keep the play-in tournament right before the playoffs and all that stuff. That's fine. But this other tournament that they're talking about that they're apparently going to vote on and possibly get it into action by not this upcoming season, but the following year, I just don't understand it. An in-season play-in tournament, what are your thoughts on it? How do you think they'd even run that involving all 30 teams and then play the Final Four at a neutral site? How does that even come to fruition? How do they enact that?
I don't think it does. I'm right there with you. It makes absolutely zero sense. You're looking at a league right now where this past year or two, there were so many brutal injuries in the playoffs. We're talking about teams getting decimated. In the NBA, it's a league where you need your top dogs going into a second-round series, a third-round series. We know it best. Without those guys being fully healthy, you're nothing. And essentially, you want to add more games midway through a season. If that even happens, first off, you need to eliminate some games down the tail end of the season. But second off, I agree with you. What is the prize? What are you going to win? Money? Is it going to be sort of like a charitable type of thing? Are you going to win a trophy? Hopefully not one of those WNBA trophies, because that thing was like a teacup, man. But man, I don't get what they're thinking with that. I don't know.
They need a better, you're right. The WNBA needs a better trophy. And Philly needs a team, damn it. Give Philly a team. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're exactly right. We do need one. But yeah, I don't know the direction of it. I don't think it makes sense. What are you going to guarantee by that? And are guys really going to be motivated to play in that midseason tournament, knowing that the second half, the more important stretch of the season is coming up, and they're fighting for a top playoff seed? Are they really going to go all in? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think the only way they do this to make the games more competitive, make sure stars play more, is to shorten the regular season and expand the playoffs. I think it's the only way they solve that problem. And however the hell this is going to work in a year or two, I just don't think whatever it is going to bear a good idea, unfortunately. RB, great catching up with it. Once again, guys, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys follow. Make sure you guys are watching his program there on his YouTube page, Philly Take with RB. RB, great catch up with you, brother. Thanks so much for jumping on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line.
Mark, always a pleasure, man. Appreciate it, and hope we do it again soon, man. Absolutely.
RB joining us here once again on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line. It is I'm going to tell you right now, it's a damn miracle that actually played. Without producer Jim today, folks, without PJ, it's a miracle that actually played. Thank you guys, and thank you to RB. once again for jumping on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line and talking all things 76ers with us. In case you're just joining us here on the live show and not listening later on the podcast, PJ had some internet issues. It turns out he had a growth spurt through the night. He is now 8'7", and when you're that tall, you obviously mess with your own Wi-Fi. You interrupt the signal. It's science, folks. I don't know how to explain it. I can only report the facts. So it's just me running the show today, and like I said, it's a damn miracle that interview played. Let me tell you about Rothman Orthopaedics. The great people of Rothman Orthopaedics. When you have an orthopedic issue, you need a physician who eats, sleeps, and breathes orthopedics. You need an exceptionally specialized Rothman Orthopaedics physician. They not only specialize in orthopedics, but each of their physicians only focuses in on one area of the body, which means you can have the confidence to get past the pain and be what you were. Visit them, one of their 30-plus locations in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, including 4 orthopedic-only urgent cares. Learn more at RothmanOrtho.com. That's RothmanOrtho.com. Rothman Orthopaedics, the official orthopedic partner of your Phillies, Eagles, and Sixers. Gentlemen, you want to go for the gold? Why stop there? Go for the platinum, as in the Manscaped Platinum Package 4.0. Fellas, you want to look good everywhere, right? Well, Manscaped Platinum Package 4.0 is the one-stop shop you'll need. That includes the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer as well, and with skin-safe technology that helps reduce the risk of nicks so you can manscape with confidence and comfort. Plus, ultra premium body wash, 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, and deodorant. Crop Preserver anti-chafing ball deodorant, Crop Reviver ball spray toner, anti-chafing boxers, and shed travel bag to go along with it that'll hold all the goods you'll be using from Manscaped to take care of your goods, ladies and gentlemen. Manscaped is the leader in below-the-waist trimming, and now you can trust them with the whole shebang. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com and using promo code FARZI for 20% off and free shipping with promo code FARZI for the Platinum Package 4.0. Once again, lawnmower trimmer, weed whacker, ear and nose trimmer as well, and that skin-safe technology. It's all available right there at manscaped.com. That's manscaped.com with promo code FARZI. How about Freestone Farm CBD? You may have tried other CBD products. Well, how about you try the best? Do yourself a favor. And you, too, can also get a 20% off discount on your CBD order at Freestone Farm CBD by using promo code FARZI. There's nothing synthetic from farm to jar. They grow all their premium hemp flower in the Garden State, and you'll be absolutely amazed by their menu. Their all-new strain menu at FreestoneFarmCBD.com. They have strains like their insane tropical tasting Bayox that clocks in at a chart-topping 24.1%, and Super CBD, which is half Hindu, Kush, and 21%. The genetics of these guys are amazing. They don't get any better than this. Freestone Farm CBD, FreestoneFarmCBD.com. Use promo code FARZI for 20% off your order at checkout. That's promo code FARZI at FreestoneFarmCBD.com. How about PHL Sports Station, Philadelphia Sports Station, enhancing your Philadelphia sports fan experience across all social media and blogs? That's PHLSportsStation.com. Guys, it's all about confidence, right? By now, you've heard of Blue Chew. How about Blue Chew to the rescue? We all know that some guys can struggle with confidence. I'll tell you this right now. There's nothing more confident than taking care of a problem you may be having, and that's where Blue Chew enters the chat. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men combat all forms of ED. And again, Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so there's no embarrassing trips to the doctor or overheard conversations at the pharmacy. It ships right to your door in a discreet package. How great is that for Blue Chew? Here's Blue Chew's process. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. It's all done online, very discreet. All Blue Chew's Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. Blue Chew's tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are also made in the United States of America. And they prepare and ship directly, so it's cheaper than going to a pharmacy. Once again, you got to check out BlueChew.com. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code Farzy. That's promo code Farzy at checkout, and you just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code Farzy, all one word, to receive your first month free. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code Farzy at checkout. Make sure you are well on your way to a much better time in the bedroom with that special someone. That's BlueChew.com. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into the chat check. And today, because I'm running the show, folks, here's what we got for you. Let's see. Let's put all those names up there. Tyvita, I got you. Wait, what? Okay, Dan, this is your first random question. Would you rather lose all the money you've earned this year or lose all the memories you've gained this year? FreestoneFarmCBD.com. FreestoneFarmCBD.com. Okay, I'm going to answer this question. Would I lose memories? I had a kid this year. So I'm going to go with the money. I'll lose the money. Huh? That's right, Leo. Daddy loves you. Let's see what else we have. Oh, Sean says, lose my memories. All right, Sean. There we go. Mickey Diaz is just laughing at something stupid I'm doing. There you go. Money. Here's Mickey. Maxie for Mitchell. Heck no. Like, again, to take you through the process of it, not to use that tired word, but like, at first glance, I'm like, definitely, oh my, yeah, why wouldn't I? Why would I say no to that? And I'm just like, everything Donovan Mitchell has done has been based on volume, and I don't think he gets that volume in Philadelphia. And plus, I don't want to give up other assets because Utah's going to be looking to build. It's not just going to be Maxey. It's not just going to be dumping Tobias Harris's contract into the deal. Utah's going to want the King's ransom for it. Jan, this is a good point. The idea of Johnny Hockey is wildly attractive. Now you're going to make me start my Flyers rant. But can he live up to that shirt? Obviously not. Absolutely not. Even when you rewear a shirt, it's all right. Yes, the idea of Johnny Hockey is a great idea. But what I don't understand is the Flyers seem to be playing both sides of the retool, rebuild argument, and they're not doing either side well. If you're going to trade picks for DeBrincat. And I understand it was still a lot more for DeBrincat, but you're getting a lot more back. But if you're going to trade future assets, do it for somebody who's going to give you a return on that investment. Don't do it for somebody that is going to be a mediocre defenseman like Tony DeAngelo, for instance. That doesn't make any sense. And if you're not going to sign players to big deals, then don't sign, then don't sign Johnny Hockey. I get that. But at least maybe do that with DeBrincat, where you're going to have to re-sign him in a year anyway. They don't make any sense. And Chuck Fletcher going out there yesterday and talking about how most people are disappointed in the way this has gone down, but they're going to be a more competitive team next year. How exactly? Hey, I stamp of approval on John Tortorella. He was one of the two guys I wanted, Barry Trotz or John Tortorella. I'm fine with John Tortorella. I wanted Barry Trotz, but I'm fine with John Tortorella. I think he's going to make this team maybe a little bit more competitive. That's being optimistic, but I don't see how he does it if you haven't upgraded your talent. Tony DeAngelo is supposed to be over the moon about. The other guy not named Desjardins, I'm supposed to be excited here. I'm more excited that Claude Giroux signed a 2-year deal, 3-year deal, $19 million to be in Ottawa, his home. Good for him, as predicted on this show. That I am for anything really the Flyers. It sucks because I know that Philadelphia isn't the biggest hockey city in the world, but I think there's great Flyers fans in this city. And I don't think the Flyers are taking that serious right now. And for the first time in a very long time, I feel like the Flyers are just completely lost. like, if you're going to break it down, then you don't trade your picks for Tony D'Angelo. It's just, and if you are going to trade picks, you do it for someone that's going to give you that good return on your investment. Does not make any damn sense. Tyvita, you do you. Have an urge to pee now? Okay. All right, thank you. Tyvita, Topper, Rob Thompson, has a few Girardi-like tendencies, in my opinion, like getting the bases loaded before he makes a pitching change. Yeah, that's pretty Joe Girardi of him, Tyvita. I don't think you're wrong in that at all. Sean Gillespie, anyone could be a savior after the Titanic captain. You're not far off. Ray Fitzgerald, what's up, buddy? Stott has always said, Stott, I've always said, has the Utley mentality. I like the way he plays. I just hope he keeps improving. Well, here's the thing. And Ray, I agree. He definitely gives me that vibe, and him playing second base as much as he has. Yeah, it's definitely there. Short, compact swing, especially on the home runs. It definitely is Utley like. And I said that earlier in the year when he came down to that short, compact swing. That's great. But he's getting the opportunity to play. And it just blows my mind. And there's nothing against Matt Vierling. Matt Vierling played third base all day. Good luck. But it blows my mind, or a corner outfield spot. It blows my mind that we have to beg the Phillies to let Mickey Moniak play. A number 1 overall pick. And I know Dave Dombrowski didn't make the selection, so it's not his guy. But don't you want to see what you have in him? And if you're not going to play him at the major league level, send him down. Oh, that'll kill his confidence. How do you think his confidence is sitting on the bench? He's got to play. This is egregious. I know we've been all hyped about Rob Thompson and the Phillies' somewhat recent success now that they've lost 4 in a row, but the recent success under Rob Thompson. But I am done with Odubel Herrera. What are you going to get out of Odubel Herrera? You already know what you have. A 240 hitter. Great. I know I'm getting a better defensive. I know he's the best option on this team when it comes to defensive center fielders. Let the bat come around in the lineup. He's not getting any better sitting on his ass. I don't believe more people. I can't believe more people aren't making noise about this. It's not about Mickey Moniak's struggles through his first 50 games in the majors. It's about what he can give you maybe through the next 50 games in the majors. Guy hasn't even had a season yet. And already he's being relegated to the bench for Odubel Herrera? No thanks. No thanks. Oh, Dan, this is an interesting one. Would you rather have spaghetti for hair or sweat mayonnaise? Well, if I sweat mayonnaise, there's not a lot I can do about that. If I have spaghetti for hair, I can shave it. And that's gross. I wouldn't, yeah. But I'd rather go spaghetti hair. And you might say, oh, you're bald. You'll take any hair. Well, yeah. But no, I actually like being bald. It's fantastic. Yeah. I'm not sweating mayonnaise. Dan, welcome back. April says, good morning, everybody. April, good morning to you as well. Love your avatar, by the way. Wow, Dan, you are really throwing out the conversation here. Mickey Diaz, I want to see Marc do cartwheels down Broad Street. I'll tell you right now, I could do a pretty perfect cartwheel. A Creed Bratton level cartwheel. Ray Fitzgerald, Harris is what he is, a number 4 option. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I totally agree. Farsi show on Broad Street, that's great. Jim Grassmater, here we go. Flyers signing. What? This Manscaped read is something. April, I'm glad you like it. Mwah! Get the chef's kiss. It's all about confidence on the Farsi show. Wait, what? Real time. My last internet search. Why are over medium eggs so delicious? What's an over medium egg? Is that like over easy? What the hell is that? Can I tell you, hey, this is going to be the most fascinating thing I've ever said on the show. But did you guys know that an X on an egg means it's hard boiled? Did you know that? I didn't know that. My in-laws stayed at the house while my wife and I were traveling a couple of weeks ago, and we opened the egg. It's a plastic egg carton, whatever. And I open it up, and there's X's on like 6 of the dozen eggs in there. And I'm like, what the hell is that? It's like a brand new thing of eggs. I'm like, did I buy weird eggs? Like, what the hell? Are these eggs used in some sort of weird ceremony? I don't know. It's where my warped mind goes. And they had black X's on the eggs. And I'm like, what the hell are these? And my wife and I were looking at it. I'm like, what the hell? What does this mean? And yeah, it turns out it means they're hard boiled. I didn't know that. I mean, that's where my mind also went. But I was like, don't you peel a hard boiled egg and put it in like a bowl? Because that's what I used to do. Like if we hard boiled eggs, we would peel it and then we'd put them in a bowl with a little saran wrap around them and you'd see the eggs and you'd make yourself an egg sandwich or something. But yeah, I had no idea what the hell that was. I didn't know that till recently. But as far as fascinating, I know. But as far as the over medium, I haven't heard of over medium. Now, here's one thing I do absolutely agree with. April. Dippy eggs are the best. Oof. I'll tell you what's even better. You take an over easy egg. Take an over easy egg. You throw it on a little sandwich there with a little bacon, little cheese, and you make an egg sandwich, but a little runny, and toast that bread. And you bite into that dippy egg and that yolk. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's it. That's life right there, man. That's living. Let's see. Over medium is when. Wait, hold on. Over medium is when the whites are totally cooked and the yellow is still dippy. I think it's one of those things like I won't know. I honestly won't know. Let's say if you go to a cookout and somebody says, "How do you want your burger?" I say, medium, and they're all the same. They all come out the same. I don't know anyone that cooks their burgers like to order for a cookout. You ask to be polite. You make people think you're really thinking of them. You're not. You're just cooking them all the damn same. And I think there's even a meme about that with James Gandolfini, as a matter of fact, as the cook. Jim Grassmeter, you order your eggs over easy or over medium. That's interesting. T-bro, over hard is where it's at. T-bro, I don't agree. I don't agree. Although I'll tell you what I've been making a lot lately is breakfast burritos. I've been going crazy with the breakfast burritos. That's what I got there. Ooh, April. Pork roll dippy egg on a cheese and cheese on a biscuit. Pork roll's nice, man. Pork roll's nice. I do like a nice pork roll. That is delicious. Thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome, as per usual. Did I get everybody? Sean Gillespie. If my parents looked at my search history, they would have certified proof that that they failed as parents. Don't care if my boss sees it. Your parents? Yeah. Your boss? Not so much. Thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys are great. Let's get into our morning rush brought to you by Sky Motorcars, SkyMotorcars.com. As I said earlier, I've never been more excited for the Phillies to actually have an off day. I think it's a desperately needed thing before they start their 3-game series, their last series before the All-Star break. Phillies have coming up against the what the hell's their names? The Miami Marlins. So let's cross our fingers the Phillies come out swinging once again when they take on the Marlins. Jim Hyden may not have technically produced the show today. Technically, I did, but he's standing by, watching the show, taking the notes to give you some little clips later that he'll produce proudly. Thanks for watching, everybody. My thanks to Jim Hyden. This is a Buzz Sports Entertainment production. Before I go, I forgot, in the morning rush, congrats to my friends Tyron Johnson. Congrats to Hunter Brody and Ricky Batalico on getting the show over there, taking over for Mike Bisinelli. Wish them nothing but the best. Congratulations. Hunter Brody, of course, has been on the show before, so couldn't be happier for my man getting a great gig like that. And best of luck to them. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, everybody. My name is Marc Farzetta. This is the Farzy Show, presented by Destination Retirement, destinationretirement.com. We'll catch up with you guys tomorrow, hopefully about Phillies priming themselves for a win, and hopefully at least a series win in Miami. Have a great day, everybody. Take it easy.